NBA star Gilbert Arenas has been charged with allegedly running a high-end illegal gambling business out of a Los Angeles mansion where high-stakes poker games are played. Now, Arenas and a half dozen others are scheduled to be arraigned on several charges in Los Angeles.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I just hit top bottom video, and we're just going to hop right back into it. So today we will be talking about Gilbert Arenas. So if you haven't seen the recent news, Gilbert Arenas was arrested today for basically illegal gambling practices. But the shit to it is who he got arrested to it and really all the details included. So I say arrested to it and all the details included. But so I'm basically going to read you what the press release from the U.S. Attorney's Office was. And then obviously I'll get into some other shit with that. So to start with, they are saying they were arrested today on federal indictments alleging they operated an illegal gambling business in which high-stakes poker games were played at an Encino mansion Arenas owned. Encino, California. Arenas, a.k.a. Agent Zero of Woodland Hills, is charged with one count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, one count of operating an illegal gambling business, and one count of making false statements to federal investigators. He is scheduled to make his initial appearance and be arraigned this afternoon. This was, today. It was earlier today. Y'all be seeing this tomorrow. Y'all be seeing it next day. But that's when this afternoon is, the 30th. So his co-defendants are. Now these are foreign names, so bear with me. Yevgeny Gershman, 49, aka Giora of Woodland Hills, a suspected organized crime figure from Israel. Evgeny Torifisky, good now, 48, aka Eugene of Tarzana. Alan Austria, 52, aka Alicia of West Hills. Urin Cohen, 27, aka YC of Tarzana. And Evgen Korshin, 43 of Tarzana. So, like I say, each of these defendants are charged with one count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business and one count of operating an illegal gambling business. So, their initial appearances and arrangements are scheduled for this afternoon as well. So, the 30th, like I said. So, this is from September 2021 to July of 2022. Gershman, Arenas, and the other defenders operated an illegal gambling business. Arenas rented out in the Encino mansion he owned for the purpose of hosting high-stake illegal poker games. So that line right there, Arenas rented out, is going to be important, and y'all see why in a couple minutes. So at Arenas' direction, Arthur Katz, 51 of West Hollywood, staged the mansion to host the games, found co-conspirators to host the games, and collected rent from the co-conspirators on Arenas' behalf.
Yeah, Glenn and Lou, this is big news, especially for sports fans who adore him. Take a look. This happened back allegedly in 2021 to 2022 that he was allegedly working this illegal poker game. He and 5 others have been indicted, alleging that the suspects operated an illegal gambling business. Now, this illegal gambling business went and spanned over for about a year. Gilbert Arenas, known as Agent Zero, well known for his career with the Wizards and current podcast, he and 5 others have been indicted for allegedly that the suspects operated the illegal gambling business in which high-stakes poker games were played at an Encino mansion Arenas owned. He is charged with one count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, one count of operating an illegal gambling business, and one count of making false statements to federal investigators. During this time, investigators say Arenas rented out an Encino mansion he owned for the purposes of hosting that high-stakes poker. At Arenas' direction, Arthur Katz, 51 of West Hollywood, staged the mansion to host the games and collected rent from the co-conspirators on Arenas' behalf.
Gershman, Torvis, managed illegal pot limit Omaha poker games among other illegal games at the Encino mansion. Collected a fee the house charged from each pot either as a percentage or a fixed amount per hand, and invited players to compete. where this also gets wicked. Gershman hired young women, don't know how old they are, in exchange for tips, served drinks, provided massages, and offered companionship to the poker players. The women were charged a tax, a percentage of their earnings from the work in the games. Chefs, valets, and armed securities also were hired to staff these illegal poker games. Kirshen worked at the chip runner, in which he tracked players' wins and losses, distribute poker chips to players, and pay employees. Gershman, an Israeli citizen, also is charged along with Valentina Kojokara, 35 of Woodland Hills, with 3 additional counts of conspiracy to commit marriage fraud, and making a false statement on the immigration document. In early 2022, Gershman conspired with her to enter into a sham marriage for the purposes of obtaining permanent legal status in America. So, and that's really about it. So, first, Gilbert is, obviously, Gilbert is a wild man. Gilbert, obviously, we know what Gilbert did in the past with the guns, but Gilbert in general is a wild man. And, him getting arrested for gambling is doesn't sound too crazy. But once you involve him getting arrested with somebody who may be a member, I don't know, that's what they're alleging in the article, of the Israeli mob, that's crazy as fuck. I don't know. Like, Agent Zero of all niggas, yes, this nigga brought a gun to the locker room. But if you ever watch the shit, or Shooting Guard and things of that sort, it doesn't, you can see how it got there, but this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now, young women is an issue. Because it wasn't saying how old they was. They ain't saying, like, they ain't say young, like, 21 or something like that. Them niggas, young sounds bad. So I'm hoping them women were of age at least. Next, you're probably wondering why is this important? So, what make this important and why this is such a big thing? Because one, these are not government regulated. Obviously, living in America and things of that sort, Uncle Sam wants his fucking hand in everything, my nigga. Taxes and shit is crazy. The motherfucker wants his hand in everything. So this is another thing that Uncle Sam wants his hand in. So obviously, going to Vegas and things of all that, these are profitable as well for Uncle Sam and the government, because they benefit, from these being, regulated and things of that sort. Now this, obviously you can't regulate something you don't know about, and that's basically going on under the table. So that's one side of it. Obviously the young women are a side of it. And then the other side of it is basically the trouble and shit that can come from these games. So one, you don't know what's going on with the money, the paper trail, things of that sort. You don't know you don't know basically, can they be fudging the numbers? Can they be doing something illegally with the numbers, that's benefiting, obviously probably the house. The house is probably doing that, but benefiting the house and things of that sort. It just could be a lot of funny business going on around a poker game. Poker games and shit like that are not regulated. So it's definitely an interesting process. Now, why the hell? Now we don't know. It's been a couple clips, obviously when niggas get in trouble for gambling, they always bring out a couple clips where, damn, was he gambling right here? Now, obviously this is not exactly like Terry Rozier and Malik Beasley where they're gambling on their props, but it was a clip going around. Well, actually, I saw a Eddie Nash video, and he was basically talking about how Irv Gotti, RP, was basically talking about how Gilbert Arenas cost them some money when they was gambling at a game because he took some shots that didn't really matter, but he just wanted to fuck up the spread.
Look, I don't know nothing about sports betting back then. Therefore, I didn't care what the time was nor what the score was. I was shooting that. Right? And I remember, he said, don't shoot the ball or you're not going to shoot it. And it was winding down, 3-2. I shot that bitch. Irv Gotti. He had the money on the game and the line was covered.
He told you don't shoot?
It was one of them, because they was talking the whole game. So that was the group. That's job fucking rule. Right? So hell yeah, I'm getting busy.
The spread was 8 on the game. Coutinho Mobley hit a pair of free throws in the final minute of the game to put the Rockets up 9. Game was decided. They had $175,000 a bet on that game. And then you came down and you did.
I shot 3.
You made the
easy money.
Gilbert Arenas.
drive down top speed and shoot some damn in like a Steph Curry 40-footer, sunk it.
Yo,
For nothing.
Shooting Gilbert some bail in this. Gilbert's character is a dickhead. I don't believe Gilbert was doing that just to, because he had some money on the line. Gilbert just do shit like that. Gilbert was doing that because it was basically like a fuck y'all. Like, Gilbert just do shit like that. Like, come on. Like, if you watch his content, he just do shit like that. That's who he is as a person. But coming back to earlier why I said him saying the written out for this mansion part was important is because it's a video of Gilbert getting released on bond. He had a $50,000 bond. Gilbert getting money. We knew he getting out. And he scheduled. Oh, I forgot to say this. He's scheduled for his next court date is September 26th. So we'll see what happens there. But like I said, he's getting out on bond, and basically when he got to the camera of him, after getting out of bond, he basically just said all he did was rent it out to people. He ain't had nothing to do with the festivities going on inside.
It's me. You better not.
Can't hold me, baby. You can't hold me. Hello.
Which I can believe that, in all honesty. Like, I really can't believe that, he didn't have nothing to do with the festivities on inside. Because, one, his other co-defendants, you have one who's Israeli, and he's getting accused of marriage fraud. Now, let's say these are California residents and things of that sort. But if you look at these names, they're probably Israeli too. Basically, yeah, they're not American names. Let's be for real. Like, so it doesn't say that they're from other countries like it does that one guy, but they may just have some connections in different ways. Basically what I'm saying, they might be connected in the way they're accusing of who he might be a member of. So that makes me wonder. Next thing, so that makes me like, and then on top of that, Gilbert being, even though, obviously he got the money and the access and it's his house, but Gilbert being the only black dude, I don't know. I don't know how they feel about black people technically, but I don't know if that really wraps out in that situation. As well as, why would Gilbert do this? Like, yes, like I said, Gilbert does some wild shit, but this would just be downright stupid if we're being honest. For you to risk your, obviously, your basketball career is over, but then you have a popping podcast, but what you also are risking is Elijah. Elijah just had that was it cardiac arrest he went in or something like that. He obviously he had something where it was a heart issue, something like that. But Elijah's going to be a star. It's no way I could see Gilbert being dumb enough, even though it's a couple years ago before Elijah really took off to his celebrity. But Gilbert probably seen it in Elijah from years ago. So I just don't think Gilbert would have risked him missing Elijah like this. You guiding Elijah, because Elijah looked like he can be one of those ones. So I don't know, bro. It's just not believable. And him saying that he just running out the house and things of that sort, I can kind of believe it. So that's really all I got to say, though. Like, share, subscribe, comment. IG to top bottom of the video, and we out.